Hey, what's up everybody? It's the Crypto Ginger here. Guys, this is going to be a very quick video, and I do apologize for the lack of video yesterday. I had a very sick child I had to take care of, but I want to make sure that we're all on the same page because a lot of things actually took place within the last couple of days, especially with the announcement of the MoneyGram Ripple partnership. I think that really helped really push some momentum into the entire ecosystem here. Now, I know it's not the biggest amount of movement that took place, but you have to understand that a slow but sure process will take place, especially with all of these big news events taking place. And if you start seeing major companies out there like MoneyGram getting themselves associated and partnered up with Ripple, I think that right there is going to get the ball rolling for the entire ecosystem, but more importantly for really a lot of the financial institutions, a lot of banks, a lot of companies that are processing monies back and forth from one country to another, like MoneyGram. And I believe Western Union might be getting a little bit of a scare when it comes to what's happening out there, and they might be looking at companies such as Ripple still because of their past experience they've had, and now seeing MoneyGram jumping on board. Yeah, we could definitely see some of that happening. I would imagine we might actually get some news in the very near future about that. We'll get into that in just a second. I wanted to quickly point out that according to our charts here, we can see a lot of our cryptocurrencies are faring pretty well here. Everything's pretty much in the green, and of course, some are doing a little bit better than others. But as you can see, XRP has definitely had a little bit of price movement, some steady, nice price action, as a matter of fact. So it's nice, steady, positive movement for XRP. I know that a lot of people are looking for a parabolic jump when it comes to cryptocurrencies, but when you look at the entire market cap, we're only at $302 billion. And of course, if we were to go to the actual coin market capitalization and hit the 7-day, we can see that it is also on a very slow and steady increase. So I think with all good things happening, that this right here is going to be a process, and we're all just going to have to take some time to wait it out. But I don't think that we're going to have to wait too much longer for seeing a lot of major movements happening within the price points of a lot of the top performing coins. So stay tuned for that, guys. Getting into some of the news here when it comes to what's happening for Ripple the company. Now, before I go too far, I definitely want to make sure that we are reiterating the fact that Facebook has definitely come out stating they are unveiling their Libra coin, which is going to be something that a big audience, 2.3 billion people as a matter of fact, are going to have access to once it actually hits the entire area of its reach, really. I think from right now there's only a select few countries that are going to be actually the guinea pigs for this coin. But we definitely have heard complaints about the Libra coin, and it hasn't even come out yet. So you got to take in consideration that a lot of people are definitely opposed to Facebook's platform, and now with Facebook creating their own cryptocurrency, which really has already been argued that it's not really a cryptocurrency because at this point in time it's being focused as a stable coin. So there's nothing really at that point in time to actually gain from this coin other than, again, just treating it as a stable coin, getting in and out of cryptocurrencies, if you will. But the idea that it definitely has a built-in audience and that other countries are completely opposed to this at this point in time is very interesting. As a matter of fact, I think we got reference just recently that Russia will not legalize Facebook cryptocurrency. So this is coming from officials, but it's just simply another country outside of those who have already expressed their disdain for Facebook's Libra coin. Now we have Russia stating that they will not legalize it. But interesting enough, I think that Libra coin actually helps spark this huge movement when it comes to what's happening for Ripple, because a lot of people are saying that the Libra coin was going to be a XRP or Ripple killer, and of course that is completely the opposite effect of what's been taking place. As a matter of fact, when we look at what was taking place, we saw very interesting that MoneyGram definitely was going to be on board with Ripple's XRapid, which is being powered by Ripple the company, and of course making a use case out of the XRP digital asset. And of course this is going to be huge because it's already sparked the idea that we have other companies out there that have already worked with Ripple now looking at Ripple as this means of saying, hey, you know what, maybe we should jump on board, because what has taken place now that the Libra coin has come out is that there have been a lot of entities out there stating that there's no use for Western Union anymore because now they can actually send money back and forth with the Libra coin. So this really, I think, put a scare in the executives of Western Union, and now they are looking at the replacement for their old-fashioned methods and getting into this new digitized method and looking at Ripple to possibly be that entity to do so. And of course, we saw a lot of things coming out when it comes to some of the more recent summits happening. Of course, some of the bigger names out there, Ripple being one of them, executives from Western Union being part of that as well, stating that, hey, you know what, it might be in our best interest at the point in time to explore Ripple even further and take upon what MoneyGram has done by partnering up with Ripple so they can actually have faster payments going cross-border. And of course, once that takes place, I think the sky's the limit at this point in time for any of these bigger entities. But again, knowing that Western Union is absolutely going back and exploring Ripple because of the movement that happened with MoneyGram's partnership with Ripple, that says a lot, guys. It definitely says a lot. As a matter of fact, even outside of this article, I would highly encourage everyone to go onto Twitter and get yourself part of the community when it comes to XRP or really any cryptocurrency that you favor. But if you want to see a large community, the XRP community is definitely there. And I say that because there's a lot of people out there posting different types of information when it comes to these very big resources, these events that have been going on, and of course, having these major entities, these major players in the entities coming out and talking more about. For example, when we go to Twitter, there's actually a lot of people I've talked about quite often on my channel that have actually posted different types of things on Twitter, and they're actually very important and very relative to what's happening right now. As a matter of fact, we have here XRP Research Center. I would highly suggest anyone going in and following them on Twitter. Posted something here to the nature that seems like Facebook's Libra announcement accelerated Ripple's negotiations. And of course, we definitely heard from Brad Garlinghouse, who is the CEO of Ripple, stating that really this is going to be a record week for Ripple here. I don't blame him for saying that. As a matter of fact, seeing how much enthusiasm is taking place with that MoneyGram partnership that happened, and now we're starting to see more companies out there looking at this partnership as a means for them to go against something as big as the Libra coin from Facebook. Now, again, don't get me wrong, the Libra coin might be something that's brand new and of course has a big audience, but it's just a stable coin. At least it's going to be treated as such. So there's really no means of gaining anything from that like you would when it comes to the acceleration of cryptocurrencies jumping up in price like Bitcoin and XRP and Ethereum and Litecoin. So really the idea here is that Ripple has a huge advantage at this point in time to gain as much as they possibly can because of these announcements happening. And my guess is that we're going to start seeing even more happening during the summertime going to the end of 2019. And keep in mind, guys, Brad Garlinghouse did say that by the end of 2019 we should see dozens, that's plural, dozens of banks onboarded themselves with Ripple. And I would imagine just as well that when it comes to any of these big banks and financial institutions wanting to get themselves onboarded and keeping up with the speed that MoneyGram is going to need, they're going to have to actually get themselves into XRapid as well. So something to definitely keep in mind, guys, when it comes to the remaining part of 2019. And again, we're seeing here that Brad Garlinghouse himself is stating that this is a record week for Ripple. Are we going to see any more record weeks for Ripple? I would guess we are. As a matter of fact, another quick response that XRP Research Center posted on Twitter again is actually a quote coming from Brad Garlinghouse himself, stating that, "I'm going to send a case of champagne to David Marcus, head of Facebook's Libra. The reason is this week will be the best week of signed contracts at Ripple ever. It has been a massive wake-up call to banks." So you see that when it comes time for all of these big name entities to get themselves onboarded with a company such as Ripple, these banks are definitely going to want to do the same thing so that they're not losing track, or at least not losing out on being a part of all that money flow that's going to be coming through in and out because of the use case of XRapid. So guys, again, a lot of things are taking place very rapidly, no pun intended, but you can easily see that things are definitely taking off for Ripple the company, and we're halfway through the year of 2019. And of course, I can only imagine what the rest of this year is going to actually do for Ripple the company and for the price of XRP. A couple other things I wanted to quickly go over as well. And here we have another outspoken voice in the XRP community. This is XRP_Crow. You can find him at Status. Definitely a good follow. He posted just recently a quote coming from the CEO of Western Union on Ripple, stating that, look, hey, I'm open at any cost savings, any innovation. I'm there. We can sign a deal tomorrow. And of course, he actually posted it in this pretty big and nice looking quote status here. As a matter of fact, I would definitely encourage anyone to take this and just pass it along. Again, this is coming from the CEO of Western Union on Ripple. So I'm going to guess that at this point in time, we're going to start seeing a lot of major movements happening when it comes to Ripple, the company. And again, XRP, the digital asset that Ripple is really trying to get and push out there for as many companies, financial institutions, banks, these huge conglomerate companies out there such as MoneyGram. So now we're seeing Western Union kind of FOMOing in. And interesting that I'm using those words there, because David Schwartz, who is definitely a prominent figure of Ripple, he's basically the brainchild of that company, he came out recently stating, remember what I said about partner FOMO? You got that right. Now, of course, this is very interesting that we're seeing, again, a lot of activity, a lot of movement happening for Ripple, the company. And of course, it's not the very biggest movement for the XRP price point, but that should change, especially when we have major banks coming on board, getting themselves set up for Ripple's XRapid, so it can actually take on the money that's actually going to be circulating all across the globe. So I'm going to guess we're going to see a lot of different types of partner FOMOing into cryptocurrency space, but more importantly to Ripple, the company. And it would make sense for them to do so if they want to keep up with the demand of what's going to be happening when it comes to money circulating all over the place. So keep that in mind, guys. I don't want to make this too long. There's still a lot of information out there. I'm going to try to cram it in a couple other videos, but I just wanted to give you guys loosely some information that's happening, show you all that definitely some expansions are taking place on a very large scale. We just got to be prepared for it. So outside of that, guys, thank you for watching. And of course, leave in the comment section anything I might have missed out that you think is important for this particular part of the video. But keep in mind, I'm going to try to get some more videos out as quickly as possible, either today or tomorrow, but definitely be on the lookout for more videos. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like and subscribe button. And of course, go ahead and take advantage of any of those links in the bottom, especially if you want to secure cryptocurrencies offline with the Ledger Nano. Outside of that, thanks again for watching. Have a good day. Bye-bye.